Welcome to The Explainer. Let's just jump right in because we're about to explore a really fascinating contradiction today. We live in a world that feels, well, increasingly weightless and invisible, right? We talk all the time about things floating around in the digital ether. But today, we're actually going to explore the heavy, deeply physical reality of our digital world. The internet is built on some of the heaviest, most resource-intensive infrastructure on Earth. And we're going to look exactly at why the digital age demands such a massive amount of physical power. I want you to imagine something for a second. Imagine you wake up tomorrow morning and every single data center on Earth has suddenly just stopped working. Instantly, our modern lives completely halt. No Instagram to scroll, no YouTube, no online banking, no digital payments. Forget Netflix. And absolutely no AI chatbots to answer your questions. Millions of businesses would shut down almost instantaneously. And the craziest part about this scenario? It wouldn't happen because of some sophisticated software glitch. It would happen simply because physical buildings hidden away in random industrial parks lost their power. Okay, let's dive into this. When we use our devices, we usually only ever think about step one here, the screen. We don't really think about the massive chain reaction happening behind it. You take a photo, it needs to be stored somewhere. You ask an AI a question, a seriously powerful computer needs to process it. So, behind the screen, there's hardware. Behind that hardware, there's an immense amount of electricity required to keep it running. And behind that electricity, well, there's a sprawling, multi-billion-dollar physical infrastructure system. Section 1. The physical internet and the illusion of the cloud. First off, we need to completely shatter a very popular illusion. The cloud isn't the cloud at all. It's really just someone else's computer sitting inside massive, highly secured facilities. The physical internet is literally made of concrete, steel, fiber optic cables, and thousands upon thousands of whirring servers. And this brilliantly illustrates how the business actually works. Think of a data center operator kind of like a hotel manager for these computers. But instead of renting rooms to people, they're renting secure infrastructure to servers. The industry calls this co-location. A company brings in its own servers, and the data center provides the perfect environment. See, building a private data center from scratch costs millions, sometimes billions of dollars. You need land, specialized engineers, constant upgrades. So instead, companies just rent the space, the cooling, the physical security, and most importantly, the reliable environment.
So, keeping that hotel analogy in mind, what do you think is the absolute most valuable resource inside one of these data centers? You'd probably naturally think it's the computers themselves, or maybe the high-speed fiber internet connections, or those cutting-edge AI chips, right? Well, actually, you'd be wrong.
The answer is electricity. The real product a data center sells isn't actually computing at all. It's access to highly reliable, uninterrupted electricity. Every single search you do, every video you stream, every digital transaction you make, they all consume computing resources. And computing resources consume massive amounts of electricity. The whole core principle of a data center is reliability. It's about keeping things running 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, without a single millisecond of downtime. Our source material really hits the nail on the head with this quote right here. A server without electricity is just an expensive box. Honestly, a data center without reliable power is just an incredibly expensive, completely useless building. Because downtime is so disastrously expensive for their clients, data centers build in these extreme layers of redundancy. They tap into utility power, sure, but they also have massive battery systems, uninterruptible power supplies, and these giant backup diesel generators. If one system goes down, another instantly takes over. They are literally fortresses built to ensure the electricity never, ever stops flowing.
Section 2. The massive cooling problem, or when physics takes over.
When you pump millions of watts of electricity into a single building full of metal boxes, you basically run straight into a wall of physics. Facility engineers are constantly battling this compounding loop. It goes like this. Computers consume electricity to run, right? Which creates a massive byproduct of heat. To stop those servers from literally melting themselves, that heat requires highly advanced cooling systems. We're talking massive industrial chillers, specialized pumps, sometimes millions of gallons of water. But here's the real kicker. Running all of that heavy cooling equipment consumes even more electricity. It's just a relentless cycle of physics. Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds. The AI power boom, basically throwing gasoline on the fire. So for years, data centers were growing steadily just to support standard cloud computing. But AI? AI was like throwing jet fuel onto the fire. It completely rewrote the scale of the power problem we were just talking about. Large AI models require absolutely enormous, unprecedented computing power. And to get that power, you need specialized chips, like GPUs, packed tightly together in high-density clusters. These chips demand massive spikes in electricity. This creates such extreme density and heat that traditional air conditioning simply cannot handle it anymore. Now facilities are being forced to adopt advanced cooling technologies. They're actually pumping liquid directly to the chips or even fully immersing the servers in specialized cooling fluids. The infrastructure required just to keep AI from overheating is honestly staggering.
Which brings us to Section 4, the global power bottleneck. We are running out of grids.
Because of this massive AI boom, the entire world is now sprinting in an infrastructure race. Tech companies want more GPUs, businesses want faster digital services, and to pull all that off, they need more data centers. But now, what's really interesting about this slide is the contrast in speed. On the left, you see the things the tech industry acquires super fast. They can buy land quickly, order thousands of servers, pour the concrete for a building in just a matter of months. But look at the right side. You cannot quickly build new power plants, or upgrade national power grids, or lay down hundreds of miles of high-voltage transmission lines. Those things take years, sometimes decades of permitting and construction. You could have a fully built billion-dollar data center ready to go, but without enough electricity from the grid, it's just an empty shell.
So, the crucial point to take away from all of this is right here. The future of technology is actually the future of energy. The data center industry is no longer just a tech story. It's heavily intertwined with real estate, and most importantly, it is a global energy story. Data center developers are now heavily investing in long-term power agreements and even funding renewable energy infrastructure themselves just to guarantee they have the juice they need. And this is a big deal, because governments and local communities are really starting to pay attention to exactly how much power and water these massive digital cities are consuming.
The internet isn't just floating around in the sky. It's sitting inside heavy, concrete buildings that consume absolutely massive amounts of electricity. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. We always just naturally assume the AI race will be won by the tech giant who codes the smartest algorithm. But looking at the sheer physical reality of what we've covered today, will the winner of the AI era really be the one with the smartest software, or simply the one who managed to secure the most electricity? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. I really hope you never look at your digital apps the exact same way again.